So another Saturday of Premier League football over, boys. And the Premier League title race, you better believe, it is wide open, man. It is anyone's game right now. Newcastle stealing a point with the Anthony Gordon penalty in the early kickoff against Man City. Man City dropping 2 massive points there. That could prove very, very costly come the end of the season. Arsenal have certainly found that out the last few seasons. And then obviously in the Arsenal and Liverpool games, man, both teams winning. Arsenal obviously picking up the 3 points right at the end, man. Leandro Trossard with a very, very late goal. I mean, Arsenal had the job done, or they should have at least. Should I say. I mean, they were 2-0 up at half-time. James Justin bagged 2 goals in the second half early and put Leicester straight back in the game at 2-2. And as the game went on, boys, I thought, can Leicester hold on? But it just wasn't to be, man. They caved in at the end. The end of the game, obviously, Arsenal were pure dominating it. And I think Arsenal dominated the whole game from what I heard. So they deserved to win, albeit they got it late. And obviously in the Liverpool game, right? I'm recording this straight after the Liverpool game, man. Liverpool did not play well in that game this evening. They were nowhere near the quality that they have got. Wolves, though, man. Wolves were their own downfall. They really, really were, man. I mean, they got back in the game with Aït-Nouri's goal. A little bit lucky the way it came to them, but they got there. Obviously, we got to talk about the penalty. It was a little bit dubious, the penalty. Yeah, I mean, the penalty was questionable, boys. I think very, very soft, to put it lightly. Because, okay, you could say he's got an arm around him, or two hands around him, but we see a load of those, man, in the Premier League, near enough every weekend. And there could be an incident in one of the games tomorrow or on Monday Night Football this week with something similar, and the ref won't give it. So yet again, it comes down to inconsistency with these decisions, and the reason why most of the time they're not given, but then you also see a random time when one of them is given. So it just doesn't really add up. And obviously, we're talking title race. Title of this video, man. The Premier League title race is wide open. It really, really is, right? So yeah, the next phase of the Premier League, if you like, leading us into the Christmas break. Obviously we know Christmas is hectic with the Premier League. Most teams play 6-7 games in that month of December. So yeah, it's going to be really interesting to see what way the league's shaping up, at that stage, once teams have nearly played, maybe 18, 19 games, like halfway through the season. But I think it's really interesting. I mean, obviously, we know Rodri, right? Rodri's going to be a massive miss for City. When he got injured last week against Arsenal, we knew when he went down, and then obviously the news that have come out about him and him being out pretty much for the season, I think I've heard. So yeah, that's a massive miss, and we all know that. You don't need to be a City fan to know that Rodri's a massive miss for them, and we all know the strength he gives to that team, and he's the cog in that system that makes everything tick as well. So he's going to be a massive miss for them, and it's very, very hard for them to plug that gap. I think that adds another dynamic to the title race, because I think we all know, listen, Arsenal have been challenging the last 2 years, boys, and Liverpool under Slot look very, very good. They're currently top of the league. However, Liverpool, some of the games they played this year, they're not, they might be winning it, but they're not playing well. Arsenal today, I think, yeah, they did play well, so, okay, they grabbed the game late, but they deserved it. But I think in other games this season, Arsenal haven't exactly been amazing, but they've got the results, right? They've been able to grind it out, which is what champions do. Liverpool, a little bit the same. Some games they have played well this season, they picked up the wins tonight. They didn't play that well. I think Wolves near enough handed the game to them. The Wolves were poor, man. They really, really were. They just didn't lay a glove on Liverpool's goal barely, apart from the goal. And then, even in the last few minutes, they just didn't move the ball forward quick enough, man. And you could hear it in their fans, man, in the ground. They just didn't. Their fans were getting agitated, and rightly so. The 5 minutes to get a goal, and there's no, forward-thinking football, and Liverpool were comfortable, And as I say, the fact Wolves got a goal, it was always going to come out of something like a mistake from Liverpool, because Wolves' actually chance creation in the game was very, very poor. But it goes without saying, and I think Liverpool fans, if you're watching this, you'll agree with me, right? You just didn't play well tonight, but yet again, you just won. Arsenal and City have both done that this season as well, where maybe there's some games they haven't played that well in, but they've won. And that's what, as I say, you need to do all the way through the Premier League season to be there challenging at the end come, April, May time, right? So yeah, early on, boys, it's wide open, man. It really, really is. Liverpool currently are top of the league after 6 games, right? Which hurts me as a United fan, but I'm not even going to think about it. As you boys know, I've tipped Arsenal to win the league this year. I think for me right now, they are still favourites, because I think Liverpool, they are the outsider, and let's see how Slot can do over a full season, right? We've only had 6 games to judge him, and, no disrespect to the teams Liverpool have played, but they haven't played. United's actually been the biggest team, you'd say, that they've played so far, right? They wiped the floor with us, man, to be honest. So, yeah, they haven't really, and obviously Nottingham Forest, at the way Liverpool are going now, Nottingham Forest seems like a bit of an off day for them. But I want to see Slot after a full season, man, once they've played all the big teams and all the top 6, and see, where Liverpool are at Christmas time. Because I have predicted that I think Liverpool will be comfortable top 4 this season, but I don't see them just quite being up there, boys, with the likes of City and Arsenal come, April, May. I think they're going to be comfortable top 4. I think they'll finish 3rd. And I think the way it's looking at the minute, Chelsea are looking good for 4th, man. But yeah, it's early days, as I say. City and Arsenal, I'm really interested to see what way City do this season, boys. As I say, I think it adds another dynamic to this title race, because obviously City have lost Rodri, and that's going to be massive, man. That could really shift the dynamic this year and make it that, you know, we all know Arsenal, the way they've played in recent seasons, if it wasn't for Man City, they've won the league. You know, Arsenal have had enough points and they've played well enough to have won a league. In any other season, boys, the way Arsenal played in recent seasons, any other year, if it wasn't City's domination era, if you like, Arsenal would have had, you know, 1 or 2 league titles by now, you know. So I think the Rodri factor this year, him being out for so long, and City, how are they going to plug that gap, you know? And that's why I think, yeah, I would nearly... It's hard to overlook City because they always seem to find a way, and Pep always seems to find a way regardless of the situation. He's the best out there as a manager, right? So his actual, you know, adaptation to situations is obviously top notch as well. So you expect him to find a way out of this. They usually do. It's not like he's got like a bench, boys, that's out of its depth, right? His bench is very strong as well. So I'm sure he's gonna. It won't quite be Rodri, but he'll have to find a way to plug that gap or maybe change things around in order to plug that gap, man, because Rodri's a massive miss for them. So that's why, as I say, boys, I feel like Arsenal, for me, they are kind of my favourites right now, which seems crazy to say this early, but I did my predictions maybe a month ago now on the channel, and you boys know I picked Arsenal first, City second, and Liverpool third. So let's see how that unfolds. But I wanted to make this video, man. I think it's been a crazy day of Premier League football, man. I didn't expect... Listen, Newcastle at St James's Park is not an easy, you know, place to go, but I didn't expect City to drop points there. And they, I mean, to be honest, you never expect City to drop points these days. They're just fucking too good, man. Which, yet again, pains me to say as a United fan, right? We're shit ourselves, and then I have to watch our 2 biggest rivals actually be successful. It's not been very good, boys, has it, this last decade for us, has it? No, it really hasn't as United fans. But, yeah, title race is, it's an interesting start to it, man. Liverpool lead it right now, but there's so much football to play. And as I say, I don't even think any team, City, Arsenal, or Liverpool, have hit their full stride yet. I really, really don't. There's been games this season where these teams have won, but they have not played anywhere near their best. And Liverpool's an example of that tonight, you know, where Wolves pretty much handed them the game. So, yeah. What do you boys think? Get in the comments. Let me know. Thoughts on the title race so far. It's very early to be talking title race, but you know what I mean? We're always going to be thinking along those lines, even at this early stage of the season. And we know with how fine and tight the margins are, boys, that, you know, City's drop points today could come back to haunt them later in the season, you know, come April time, when maybe Arsenal have got like a 3-point lead on them, you know, at the top, or a little bit of a 3-point lead at the top. So, yeah. But it's been a big day of Premier League football. Arsenal snatching a late win. Liverpool, yet again, not quite as late as Arsenal, but getting that late goal. As I say, obviously City dropping points, man. So the title race really is wide open. It's anyone's game, all to play for. Drop your thoughts in the comments. Let me know anything on today's games, and obviously your predicted title winner, even though it is very early in the season. Hope you boys have enjoyed today's video. If you have, please do give it a thumbs up, smack that like. It helps more and more people around YouTube see this video. And if you are a new viewer, please do consider subscribing, boys. It is free to do so. We're pushing on the FK Sports channel for 500 subscribers, man, alright? And the watch-alongs, they're not going to be too far in coming, boys. Both the Premier League and the Champions League watch-alongs as well. So, yeah, get subscribed. Great to have you on board as new viewers as well, boys. And, yeah, until the next one, peace out.